Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Tony Plays. What's up? What's up? I don't even know. You know what I mean? A little bit of a weird start to this one. My apologies. Guys might think I'm going insane or whatever. Could be. More so, just want to say what's up, you know? Hope y'all are doing great. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm doing solid, you know? Like a 7.5 out of 10, you feel me? A little bit of bad today. Not actually bad, more so just work, busy work day and shit like that, you know how it goes. Or maybe you don't, I don't know. Sorry for assuming. But, busy work day. I'm just trying to chill and play some Isaac now. Now that it's my, not time off, but I mean, you know what I mean. Now that we're nearing the tail end here of the day, I get to enjoy. You know, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think it low-key kinda sucks. I'm not the first person to say this either. It sucks that work, like, quite literally takes over 1/3 of your whole day. You know what I mean? Like, if you do the 8-8-8, work 8 hours, sleep 8 hours, relax 8 hours, it just kind of feels wrong, I guess, to me, that work takes up an entire third of that little pie graph. You feel me? It don't seem right, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. Who knows? Who honestly, truly, really knows? But it's more so the sense that it's like, damn. Even with the free time that I have, I kind of wish I had more. You feel me? I feel like I don't get enough time to do all the things I want to do. As dumb or as crazy as it might sound, you know what I mean? I feel like even with a work from home type of deal, I still feel like I don't got enough time in my day to kind of just, you know, fucking Shadow Man, Black Ops 3, why do you do the things that you do? Maybe I'm just confused, you know what I mean? Maybe could just be viewing it all wrong or whatever. Maybe your boy's just a little confused, who knows? Truth be told, I guess no one truly knows. I think we grab the nail and then walk into him to be able to grab Lusty Blood, because that's actually good. And then watch this, hold on. I'm about to cough, my apologies. Lil Haunt, goated. Lil Haunt is goated. It's one of my favorite items of all time. Yeah, kind of crazy to think about. IMO, you know what I mean? You might be thinking, Tony, really? The funny little floating ghost is one of your favorite items of all time? It doesn't even really do that much like goated damage. And it's, yeah, he doesn't do that much damage, but just look at him. How can you hate him? You know what I mean? Bro is the GOAT status. But not up for me to decide in the grand scheme of things what his role is. Have mercy on my soul. Okay, that sucked, but oh well, you know, make do or whatever they say. But yeah, man, I just feel like there's not enough time in the day, which might be a bit of an outrageous thing to say, you know, considering the kind of job that I have, you know, not job that I have, but you know, work from home type of deal. I really don't want to sound like I'm complaining. You feel me? I hate sounding like a little whiny bitch boy or whatever. For lack of a better term, I think that's what they call it. But I don't know, man. You feel me? I don't know, bro. Maybe I just switch jobs to one of those 4-10 hour, you know what I mean? Make up for it with the extra day. Have mercy! They're both 1 hearts, they can't be that good, right? So let's grab you. I guess you are the best that we could have gotten. Although, like I said, I'm still not necessarily happy with this item. But there are worse. There are worse one room you know. 1 room charge items or 1 heart items. There are certainly worse 1 heart items out there to be like truly upset about. So I don't know. I'll just take a W, say we got off easy, and then cope or whatever. You feel me? Raw liver. That's really, and I mean this 100%. That's like insanely good. That is so much HP that we're just gonna then get turned into tainted, into Ghost Jacob and then die instantly, regardless of our HP stat. Yes! I'm sorry, I don't know why I got so so doomer post in there, man. But I actually got a new book. I got a new book recently. Funny enough. Just something to yaff about or whatever. I had recently taken my ass to the local Barnes and Nobles while I was out watching Superman this weekend or past weekend. And I decided, you know what, man, there's another book about drug. I'm not on a list or anything. I hope I'm not. You guys ever seen the movie Seven? If you have, then, you know, one solid watch. Absolutely insane. If you haven't seen the movie Seven, please go do yourself a favor and like watch it now, bro. I'm not even joking. The movie Seven is unironically, in my opinion, like a fantastic film, brother. All right, it's peak. But if you've ever seen the movie Seven, it's pretty much, I'm not gonna talk about it. It's detective. It's a movie about detectives working on a case. It's very interesting, but one of the detectives pays to get information, access to information that the American public and also other individuals shouldn't really know about. Now, the information is that I don't know if this is a real thing, but in the movie, the CIA essentially has access to this sort of database from libraries and such, to where they gain access and they can see. I'll just grab 2 of these because I'm gonna be real with you. I think it still makes me 2/3 spun, and I really want to keep the nail. This is too good of an item to drop, in my opinion. But they have this database that logs any, like, you know, books that are flagged for, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't really even know how to describe it, but the CIA has like access to a database that will flag certain books out there that are picked up by people in order to try and, you know, maintain knowledge, maintain info on the going-ons of maybe not society as a whole, but what's the word I'm thinking of? Any certain potential individuals of interest. You feel me? So I feel like I'm not gonna be put on that list necessarily, but like there might be some sort of drug dealer list adjacent sort of thing, because I'm gonna be honest with you, all the books that I have been interested in / buying recently have been books, not even necessarily about the pharmaceutical industry. I guess kind of, yeah. Books about the pharmaceutical industry and stuff. Like the one that I recently had picked up actually is this book called Empire of Pain, which essentially is a book that covers the, what's the word I'm thinking of? I don't know why I'm blanking on the word right now, but it covers the, it's a company name. I completely forgot the company name. I haven't started reading it actually, but I saw it and I thought it'd be very interesting. It covers going over pretty much the kind of monopoly slash empire that this pharmaceutical company has over OxyContin, because of the fact that one, it's an opiate and it has absolutely not destroyed American lives, but I guess you could say maybe some of those have. You know what I mean? It's a book about how this drug has made a whole bunch of profit for a lot of people, and this same drug that is used for pain and very useful also has properties of, you know, it's like one step short of meth, pretty much, type of deal, where it's like highly addictive, yet it's what we treat people with, and there are people making money off of potentially hooking people onto these drugs, you know what I mean? It's very interesting, honestly. I think the premise is very interesting, and I can't wait to read it when I actually get around to doing such. However, in the meantime, I'm not stuck with, but I am still reading. Oh, Lord have mercy on my soul. I'm still reading the other book, the book about generic drugs. And it feels weird to say this, but like, can you guys tell that I'm into drugs? You know what I mean? Can you guys tell that I'm into pharmaceutical industry going-ons and such? I low-key find that shit real interesting, you know, to be completely honest with y'all. I find it very, very interesting and cool. However, I feel like it's kind of hard to bring that up. You know what I mean? It happened while I was at Barnes & Noble's actually, where I was trying to find the book and I was like, oh, it says they have it in stock. I can't really find it anywhere. So, an associate lady, she was very kind. She was like, hey, you looking for anything? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking for this one specific book called Empire of Pain. She's like, oh, okay. And I let her know. I was like, yeah, it's about opiates and such. I feel like the way I said it made me sound like a moron, you know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, it's a book about opiates. And she's like, all right, didn't need to know, sort of deal, you know? I just thought I was helping at least narrow down what this could have been. Anyway, she turns to me and she's like, oh yeah, it should be over there in the business section. We look in the business section and it's like, I mean this with the, what's the word I'm thinking of? The utmost, perhaps disrespect might be a word I use here. What hit me? What? What the hey? Alright, let's do what I wanted to do initially. And that was tainted this guy, Greedier. I wanted to do that in the first place. It was kind of hard though. Oh yeah, but like I was saying, pretty much like, hey, no, my bad. I got cut off guard. She informed me it was in the business like section. I go and check the business section of the local Barnes and Nobles here, and I'm just seeing like a lot of like, like those kind of self-help books, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I used to be addicted to meth, and I used to smoke crack 18 times a day, and then I read this book. I simply read this one book, and it changed my whole life for the better. Here's my story. You know what I mean? It's that kind of. And I'm gonna be real with you, man. I just don't really interact with that sort of. I don't even know what you'd call. Not self-help. I get maybe self-help. That type of like guru shit, you know, where it's like, oh, buy my course, and you'll learn how to make billions. And it's like, just do drop shipping, you know, like that's the entire course or whatever. Make connections. That's a crucial point, right? Isn't it? Isn't that usually a crucial point in the sort of like in that sort of self-help guru space? Is you gotta what's the word I'm thinking of, man? It's not connect with people. There's a certain term they use. God damn you. Okay, look, you guys know what I mean though. Where it's like you gotta talk to these. Oh, come on, man. You can't. That's criminal combo there. You gotta interact with these people to make your connections with them. You frickin'. There is a term, all right? You guys might think I'm stupid. You guys might be like, Tony, you're just yapping. What's up? There is a specific term people use. It's not like fraternize or anything, but it's to interact with others for the sole purpose of. Never mind. I sound stupid. I'm looking back now. I obviously sound like a moron. I don't know what I'm talking about. Regardless, okay? Regardless. I'm not interested in that sort of self-help aspect where it's like you gotta make connections with these people, you gotta get in with them, you know what I mean, in order to make your billions, make your millions, because that's the only way that it works in this life. And I'm be real with you, might be true, you know, it might just be who you know for a whole bunch of things in this life or whatever, but I don't need to read some dumb, might sound fucked, I don't need to read some dumbass book to let me know that, bro. Alright? Just look around, you'll pick it up yourself. If you need a book, I'm sorry, never mind. I'm gonna chill out. I was about to start rage baiting to a tier I've never rage baited before. Like I was saying though, okay? My apologies. Like I was saying, is that... Hold on, my bad. I'm trying to grab that without dying. Like I was saying though, it was that sort of book, you know what I mean? It was that level of book that was located in the business section. So I look around, and I'm not gonna lie to you, you might think, Tony, you're so, I don't even know, dumb might be the term, but like, I was low-key worried standing in the business aisle, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want people walking around and seeing me camped out in front of like that sort of manosphere book, you feel me? I'm just like, I don't really know how to feel about my position I'm currently in right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. So I look around there for a bit, and finally lady actually comes back and comes up to me, and she's like, oh hey, turns out it was supposed to be here, however it was moved to like a display thing over here. Here you go. She hands me a copy of the book, and I'm like, you know what, man, thank you so much, I'm happy. And then after I got my book, started looking around a bit more, just because we were just killing time, because a certain place opened up to eat, but it opened up at 4:30, and it was like 3:30 something, and it was like an 8-minute drive, you know what I mean? So it's like, might as well kill some time while we're here. Anyways, all that happened. We did kill some time. It was, you know, it was chill. But while I was walking around, I kind of realized something I guess I didn't know before or whatever. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I did not know that, like, Barnes & Nobles had everything. You know what I mean? I've only been to one Barnes & Nobles, and that was so I could grab some book back in like high school, bro. I don't even remember what the book was. Oh, I remember. I needed a copy of The Invisible Man by Ralph Elliott, I believe. I needed a copy of The Invisible Man for school. However, I didn't really like know where to get it. I didn't think that our local library had it. And so I remember I had to go to Barnes and Nobles with my brother. So I could... No, I even remember now. It was for AP Lit. It was for AP Lit in high school. And so I had to, what's the word I'm thinking of? I had to go get it myself because the way it worked, at least with my AP Lit teacher, was like, hey, I understand that like it's cheaper or whatever to rent. I'm so dumb. It's cheaper to simply grab the book like mad cheap. Not mad cheap, for free at the library and return it. However, the assignments we'll be doing and partaking in, it's gonna require you to purchase the book in order for you to like mark in it on your own. You know what I mean? I don't think he was like gonna actually ask for receipts or whatever. That like we freaking bought our own book or whatever. But he strongly suggested like, hey, with the level of things that you're gonna be doing, you know, you're gonna need to analyze all this. For the sake of making it easier on yourself, I recommend just buying the book and highlighting things yourself. You know what I mean? And a part of me was like, yeah, all right, you know. The teacher said it, so it must be true, right? You know, that's kind of my thought process. It probably would have been way easier to like just do some Cornell Notes style deal or whatever, but my mind is like, well, the teacher said it, so must mean that's 100% facts, you know? He wouldn't steer me wrong ever. So I decided to go to the local Barnes and Nobles, which was not so local, at least to the town I lived in. So I had to go like 2 cities over. Not even town, yeah, cities. I had to go 2 cities over in order to get that book. But it's a damn good book, I will say. I will absolutely say it's a damn good book. And there's this one book that I actually wish I owned. Maybe I'll get it next time. If you guys ever read The Color Purple, man, God almighty, that is phenomenal book, bro. It's funny, I had a class in high school. It was something, I forgot the name exactly of the class. I just remember my teacher's name for sure, and I remember the premise. Oh, okay, it was lit film. Pretty much, the entire premise of the class was we watch movies, and you connect these movies that we watch and whatnot to like either books that we read or just some sort of literature of your own, you know what I mean? And so what we pretty much how it ended up going down was like you what's the word I'm thinking? Not you specifically, but we would watch a movie and then we would write an essay, like a not persuasive essay, but what's the word I'm thinking of? What's the analytical essay? We would write like an analytical essay on certain key things that we either of our own volition like picked up, or you know, certain things that he might have pointed out to us. It's like, hey, did you guys notice that in this part of the movie, you know, blank 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 symbolize blank 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 or stuff like that. One of them is, I think he, like by policy, school policy or whatever, in order for a class to be about literature and stuff like that, you need to read at least like 1 book. So what he did was like, hey, I decided to choose this book because there is a movie about this book, and what we're gonna do is for this section we will read the book, watch the movie, and then you can write your own essay about it. And you know what's crazy about the class too, bro? My teacher, shout out him, he is so goated, is that it literally was just like, hey, over the entire 180 school day, like school year, 180-day school year, you only have to turn in 4 essays. All right, we will be going through different blocks of like kind of movies we watch. Like we'll watch like gangster movies and stuff like that, or we'll watch movies about different cultures. We'll watch multiple movies about different cultures, and what you gotta do is just, out of the entire course of the entire year, we're gonna go over different things. You just write an essay about at least 4 of the topics that we covered. All right. So it's 4 essays throughout the entire year, and that is the entirety of the work. I'm not even joking. That was the entirety of the work, was just making those 4 essays. There was no homework or anything like that for that class. I guess it's not even necessarily homework. He would just be like, hey guys, suggest a movie that we should watch. B. Like, hey guys, suggest some movies that we could watch, some film we could watch in order to, you know, keep the class not watching the same, like, 2 things all the time. But that's about it, you know what I mean? He's like, hey, what movies would you guys like to watch? I remember, it's so funny. I had him 6th period, so it's unfortunate that I didn't get to see this, but apparently a lot of students suggested the movie White Chicks for, it was, I think, something about trans, like, you know, like trans identity or trans stuff like that. Forgive me for not remembering the exact fine details of this specific topic that we covered in class. However, the way it kind of analyzed that, sort of, I'm dead. I'm actually dead. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. I tried. I'll end this story real quick. I don't think it was transgender, but it was something along those lines of men dressing up as women in different films. You know what I mean? That sort of identity deal. And we watched this one old movie about these guys who dressed up as women, and then someone suggested White Chicks. He's never seen the movie before, so they watched it in 3rd period, and he realized I cannot show this. So he then, 6th period, which was my class, we watched something completely different. But all I remember for sure is that 1 period got to watch White Chicks, and he realized I cannot, like, show this to any other class. So he just, you know, he ended it before it got out of hand, which I think is really funny. Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy, greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good day and or good night, depending on the time reviewing this. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.